Good morning, everybody. Hope all of you are healthy and safe at home. So, let us continue with our session. We'll be discussing about vector functions, section 9.1, and this is lecture 3. So, in the previous lecture, we were discussing about the limit and continuity and the derivative of a particular vector function. So here we will begin this session by understanding the geometrical interpretation of the derivative function. So we can see from figure 9.1.5 that if we consider two vectors r of t and r of t plus delta t, then the delta r will be the derivative difference of r of t plus delta t and r of t. Delta r is equal to r of t plus delta t minus r of t, and what will be delta r by delta t? Delta r by delta t will be 1 by delta t into r of t plus delta t minus r of t. So if we consider if we apply the limiting condition, limit delta t tends to 0, then we can see that r of the vector r of t plus delta t will approach, or it will move closer to the vector function r of t, and we will get the derivative at that particular point. So if the vector r dash of t is not 0 at a point P, then it can be drawn tangent to the curve at that particular point P. And also it is clear in this figure that the vector delta r and the vector delta r by delta t, they are parallel to one another. Now next we are going to see an example, that is to graph the corresponding tangent vectors. So it is we have already discussed about graphing the vector function, and now we have to graph the corresponding tangent vectors. So for that, the problem is to find the vector function or the tangent vectors of the function. Vector function is r of t is equal to cos 2t I cos 2t I plus sin t j. Now we all know the trigonometric formula. Cos 2t is equal to cos square t minus sin square t. Substituting the value of cos square t, which is 1 minus sin square t, because cos square t plus sin square t is 1. So we get cos 2t is 1 minus 2 sin square t. Now given the vector function, the corresponding parametric equations would be x is equal to cos 2t and y is equal to sin t. So using this equation, we get x will be equal to 1 minus 2 y square. So from the figure, it is clear that the equation is that of a parabola. You can see that in figure 9.1.6, the figure of x equal to 1 minus 2y square is clearly given. Then we are asked to graph the vector r dash of 0 and r dash of pi by 6. So for that, first we must find what is r dash of t. Generally, let us find what is r dash of t. Now what will be given position vector is r of t is cos 2t I plus sin tj. So r dash of t will be deriving the individual component function, that is minus 2 sin 2t, which is the derivative of cos 2t, plus cos t j. Now we have to find what is r dash of 0. Sin 0 is 0 and cos 0 is 1. So this is basically g. And what is r dash of pi by 6? This is minus 2 sine 2 into pi by 6 I plus cos pi by 6 g, which is minus 2 into what is sine 2 into pi by 6 is actually pi by 3, and sine pi by 3 is root 3 by 2 I, and what is cos pi by 6, that is again root 3 by 2. So these are the values of r dash of 0 and r dash of pi by 6. So we are asked to plot it in the graph, and you can see it will be the point 1 0 and the corresponding value. So these are the vectors which are drawn to the curve C. Next example is to find the parametric equation of the line or the tangent line. That is, we are given a vector function. The vector function is r of t is equal to t square I plus t square minus tj minus 7tk. Now to find the tangent line, we have to first derive this vector function. Now what will be the derivative of this vector function? R dash of t would be 2t and 2i plus 2t minus 1j minus 7k, and we are given a point t is equal to 3. So what will be the value of this derivative at the point 3? R dash of 3 will be equal to 6i plus 5j minus 7k. Now this is the tangent to C. Now we need to find the value of r of 3. R, the vector function at the point t is equal to 3. R of 3 would be equal to 9i plus 9 minus 3, that is 6j minus 7 into 3, that is 21k. So using these two equations, we are going to find, we will obtain the parametric equation of the tangent line. That is, using the components of r dash of 3, the parametric equations of the tangent line will be x is equal to 9 plus 16, y is equal to 6 plus 5t, and z is equal to minus 21 minus 7t. So it is pretty much simple. We will be given a vector function. First we will find the derivative of that vector function, and we will find it at the particular point which is given to us. Now next is the definition of higher order derivative. That is, we are considering only the case of second order derivative. Now if r dash of t is equal to the vector f dash of t, g dash of t and h dash of t, then the second derivative will be r double dash of t is the vector f double dash of t, g double dash of t, h double dash of t, or it can also be written as f double dash of t I plus g double dash of t j plus h double dash of t k. The next example is just to find the second derivative, which is simple and you can try it by yourself. Next we move on to theorem 9.1.3, that gives us an idea about the chain rule. We are all familiar with the chain rule and differentiation. So if r is a differentiable vector function and s is equal to u of t, that is s is another function in terms of t, then which is differentiable, then the derivative of r of s with respect to t is given by, that is, we have to derive the vector function r with respect to t. So dr by dt, which will be dr by ds into ds by dt, which is also equal to r dash of s into u dash of t. So r is a function in terms of s, where s is another function which is differentiable in terms of t. Now if we have to find the derivative of r, we use the chain rule, dr by ds into ds by dt. Now next is another example depicting the chain rule concept. That is, if r of s is cos 2s I plus sin 2s j plus e raised to minus 3sk, where s is equal to t raised to 4, we are asked to find dr by dt. What will be dr by dt? First we have to derive this function r with respect to s, and then we have to derive s with respect to t. So the derivative of r would be cos 2s would be minus 2 sin 2s I, and sin 2s is plus 2 cos 2s j, and this would be minus 3 e raised to minus 3s. That gives us dr by ds. Next, what is ds by dt? S is t raised to 4, so with respect to t it will become 4 into t cube. So this is the required value. Now we can open the bracket and simplifying it we'll get minus 8t cube sine 2t raised to 4. Just substituting the value of that is substituting the value of s is equal to t raised to 4 and opening the bracket will get the given equation. Now next is different rules of differentiation which is stated as a theorem. So as the text suggests, this is left as an exercise, so I want all of you guys to try to prove these results. These are simple results, that is if r1 and r2 are differentiable functions and u is another differentiable scalar function, we have the following results, that is d by dt of r1 of t plus r2 of t is r1 dash of t plus r2 dash of t. D by dt of u of t into r1 of t is u of t into r1 dash of t plus u dash of t into r1 of t. That is the basic product rule that we use in differentiation. Then d by dt of r1 of t dot r2 of t is r1 of t dot r2 dash of t plus r1 dash of t dot r2 dash of t. So, and the last one, d by dt of r1 of t cross r2 of t is equal to r1 of t cross r2 dash of t plus r1 dash of t cross r2 dash of t. So this is the second one is the basic rule that we have learned in the differentiation concept. Third and fourth are also the product rule with the extension of it, because we are dealing with vector functions, and in vector functions we have different types of multiplication, that is dot product and the cross product. So in both the cases we have discussed what will be the differentiation values. Next we'll move on to the integrals of a vector function. Similar to the differentiation part, the differentiation of a vector function will be the differentiation of the component functions that is present in that particular function, and similarly the integration will be the integration of the particular component functions. So if f, g and h are integrable functions, then the indefinite and definite integrals of a vector function r of t is equal to f of t I plus g of t j plus h of t k are defined by r of t integral r of t dt is equal to integral f of t dt I plus integral g of t dt j plus integral h of t dt k. And similarly integral a to b r of t, that is the definite integral, will be integral a to b f of t dt I plus integral a to b g of t dt j plus integral a to b h of t dt k. The indefinite integral of r is another vector function capital R plus c, such that r dash of t is equal to r of t. So when we are doing the integration part, we have to consider the constant also. So this is a pretty much where we have to find the integral of a vector function. Given the vector function is r of t is 6t square I plus 4 into e raised to minus 2t plus 8 cos 4t k. So the integral is, we have to find the integral of 6t square, the integral of 4 e raised to minus 2t and the integral of 8 cos 4t. And note that whenever we are doing integration, don't forget to mention the integrating constant. So integral of r of t dt will be integral of 6t square is 2 into t cube by 6t square, integral of 6t square is 2t cube plus the integrating constant c1, and 4 into e raised to minus 2t will be minus 2 e raised to minus 2t plus the integrating constant c2, and integral of 8 cos 4t is 2 sine 4t plus c3. So, and eliminating or considering treating all these constants as a particular constant c, we get integral r of t dt would be 2t cube I minus 2 e raised to minus 2t j plus 2 into sine 4t k plus c, where c is the constant, c1i plus c2j plus c3k. So it is pretty much simple. If you have to integrate a particular vector function, you have to integrate the corresponding component functions and mention it. Next is the length of a space curve. If we are given a vector function r of t is f of t I plus g of t j plus h of t k, then the length of the smooth curve traced by the vector function, corresponding to any vector function we have a smooth curve. So the length of the vector smooth curve will be given by s is equal to integral a to b root of f dash of t square plus g dash of t square plus h dash of t whole square dt, or in terms it can be written as integral a to b norm of or magnitude of r dash of t into dt. So I want you guys to read example 9 and do the problems that are mentioned. So that's it for today's session. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.